right, so it's a special afternoon here in the nation's capital and beyond. You're watching us live on Joy Prime. If you're on DSTV, it is channel 281. That's where you can find us. Make sure you check in there and also be part of it. You can also get on social media to also join us on our social media feed, of course, Twitter, Instagram, and you can also get us somewhere on Facebook, all right? It's Joy Prime Official on Facebook and Instagram, and then on Twitter, Real Joy Prime. That's where you can find us. So my name is KMJ, the Royal Host, and I was born to talk. My costume is by Abuya Corporate Wardrobe. You can find them. So Disco Traffic Lights near Joy FM, and go pick something for yourself this weekend or today, tomorrow. If you have an event, you want to look good, if it's about jeans, go there. Shirts, belts, watches. If you want to get some suit as well, you can also do the same, all right? We're back to talk about the issues here in the entertainment industry. Welcome to the show. We're looking forward to having a very beautiful 20th anniversary for the VGMAs. Unfortunately, it never happened. I'm sure you've dug into the conversations and you've set your own wherever. Last week, it was all about it. Politicians were talking about it. Social workers were talking about it. Students were talking about it. I mean, televisions, radio stations, everybody was talking about it. The international platform also, wrote about it in a very negative light, though. But what it is what it is. So we're here to continue with the conversation. In the studio with me, I have two very important people in this industry. Now, if you have these two people on your show, it means that you might have probably killed a goat or a cow, or you might have done everything possible in this industry to have these people on your show. It's not easy, but God willing, we're definitely going to make sure we continue to do our best. In the studios with me, ladies and gentlemen, to talk about it, as I know that Samuel Bedu from Entertainment GH, and of course, one astute pundits in this industry you can never do away with if you want to talk about entertainment here in Ghana and abroad. I mean, he has all the facts like Okubaku. Bro, thanks a lot, man. It's been a while. You dog me small, baby. It go be here. Make it be finished. It go be. It's still go be. Hey. All right, so I have Last Killer. Last Killer is in here with me, and this man, I mean, he's done politics, he's done entertainment, he's done almost everything in this industry. Yeah. I mean, everything. And I call him the Last Killer for a very good reason. When Nam1 started, this man will always be Nam1 issues when we go for press conferences. Kojo Prakunankwa, yes, he's also with the EIB Network. Bro, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's not easy getting the two of you over here, and I'm glad you can make it.
Okay.
Great. Now, the good thing is that you've not passed your own comments about what happened on this very platform. So I'll take your initial comments, and then we'll get into the releases of statements, and then of course, FOCAP also coming out with theirs as well. We'll check into that, and then we'll see the way forward with us. So, in summary, what do you make of what happened at the VGMAs?
Well, I think in summary, what I would say is that the 20th edition was just like any other edition that they've held. It didn't come up with any uniqueness that we thought was going to happen. You could want to see it like the 8th edition, the 5th edition, the 6th edition, and all that. You were still going to have issues with who won this, who won that, and all those things. Prior to that, we thought that at least we were going to have some celebration that we thought it was not going to happen ever. I was even looking at, bringing me the old guys who have won the awards, the Caucasus, the Bradfords, the Lokenyas, to come grace the 20th anniversary and all those things. But that, I didn't see anything like that. With the security thing that we're talking about, it's still the same old thing until something happened like a day that we're going to discuss today. It was just the same thing until not something happened. Would have gone through the same process that we did for all the editions that they've held and all that. So the only uniqueness that came in was the fact that government wanted to help. Charterhouse says no. The Afrima issue came in as a decoy to probably get the money and all those things, but they didn't really happen. The unique thing that also happened was the fact that just under a week or so, we're here to build that tent or dome that we have there and all those things, looking at it and all that. So basically, overview, I think that is still the same thing.
It's still the same thing. We never had anything spectacular
for the 20th anniversary.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, for me, big ups to Charterhouse. I mean, every time I get the opportunity to comment on events in VGMA or any other related events, I need to commend the organizers because it's not an easy task. actually putting together an event. I mean, you know how it is, even putting together a birthday party.
Yeah.
So you can envisage the enormity of the events they've been putting up for the past 19 editions.
Yeah.
So for me, I think I need to commend them for the effort. For me, I think it was an anticlimax. I mean, highly anticipated 20th anniversary, 20th editions. I mean, it was supposed to be big. We had over 40 countries actually tuning in to watch.
Yeah. We
had millions of people streaming live to actually watch what was transpiring in Africa. So what transpired was really an anticlimax. It could have been better. And I'm surprised people are really talking about the fact that why are we having so much negativity on international media, on the local front? I mean, come on, negativity sells. I mean, it happens everywhere.
At this point.
Clearly, I mean, if you go to the BET Awards and a fight breaks out, that's what inundates the headlines. I mean, if you during our general elections, what really dominates is the sporadic incidents that happens on polling stations. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, so once there's a negative instance or incident or situation, definitely that would take precedence over the good stuff that really transpired. And so for me, that's why I classify it as an anticlimax. It could have been better, but for what transpired, I mean, that's what we will talk about. There's no two ways about it. And so for the people who think, oh, why are we talking about negative? It has to. We need to discuss that negative aspect that really transpired and try to correct it for the future.
Okay, so there have been a lot of press statements out. Stonebwoy, Shatta Wale, Charterhouse, FOCAP, everybody releasing their press statement on the issues and all that. For you, there have been legal people also speaking about whether displaying the gun was a crime, and we all know what has happened right now. What do you think would have been the best to do in that situation where Stonebwoy and the people saw Shatta coming and they seeing danger and wanting to protect themselves? What could have been best?
It would be unfair to speak for Stonebwoy and his entourage, especially City, at that particular moment, because I'm not in their shoes, or I was not in their shoes at that particular moment. But then what I feel could have been better was the fact that, listen, Shatta Wale was not going to harm anybody on that stage. Knowing Shatta Wale and knowing his history, I felt he was only going to generate attention. All he wanted was an attention. So when I saw him, because I watched on TV, when Stonebwoy was announced the winner, the camera panned onto Shatta Wale's face, and I saw him murmuring something, and then he walking out. So I was even speaking to the guys I was watching with. Oh, he's walking out. He's going out. He's walking away. Then I saw he and his guys actually mounting the stage. I felt, because the stage was huge, it was also lengthy as well. The space or the distance between where Stonebwoy was giving a acceptance speech and where Shatta and his posse were going, there was
quite a distance.
Yes. So for me, I thought he was going to stand somewhere for the cameras to actually zoom in on him, to generate some talk, some banter, and that's it. But of course, again, I'm not in City's shoes. I'm not in Stonebwoy's shoes. And so I cannot predict their reaction, although everybody else have condemned how Stonebwoy reacted. Because I'm thinking that between that distance, there were security personnel
stationed there.
Yes. And then there were security personnel, Stonebwoy's own security personnel surrounding him. And so, I mean, look at the security personnel stationed between you and Shatta Wale and his posse. And so for me, he could have, restrained. But of course, I can't speak for him at that particular moment.
But they've not been buddies for
it doesn't matter. I mean, we all know Shatta Wale messed up by mounting that stage. The excuses that they've given from himself, from Bulldog, from his management, there's no consistency even in their response.
Their own report of what
or in their reasoning behind him mounting on that stage. It was nonsensical. I mean, for him to actually make that move. Because see, if you want to congratulate somebody and generate some bit of an attention, stand up, applaud. You understand? Or wait.
And you still get
right after the person comes, you tweet. Because we all know you even tweeted hours to the show. Tweet and applaud him or whatever you want to do. But to mount the stage, for me, I think was a no-no. And of course, we also condemn Stonebwoy for his pulling of the gun or showing the gun. That was a no-no as well. I mean, for me, I think it didn't get to that level for him to pull the gun. And so the two artists all messed up.
Okay, we'll come back and look at the band. But your initial comments on that as well.
Yes, one, I think on the press releases that came out, I wasn't too much impressed with Vodafone itself.
Okay.
I think that was the first one, the first shot I saw.
Yeah.
For them to quickly come up and say, they love Ghana music, and then they do this, they do that, and all those. I was thinking that Charterhouse would have done the first shot for us to see, because they were the organizers, they were the engineers. I mean, coming to you to, I mean, give them that particular sponsorship and all that. I read their content and I thought that it was not too, I mean, it was too light. It was not defending anything. It was not solving any problem. So why that particular rush? And then again, in fairness, I think that Shatter's own tool was also loose. It didn't really give much explanation. I don't know who did that particular press statement, but if it's coming from the team, then I think that it really tells me that they didn't have much to tell us than to tell us what we already know, that we're anticipating or we heard, like Arnold said, that you're going to congratulate the person and all those things. So I thought that it was too weak. Again, they should have just sat down to really come up with a proper one for us to really understand where they're coming from. Stone, I mean, did the same thing. He brought an apology. In fact, he was even given the opportunity again to stand on the platform to even give us that apology when he came for the next award and all that, making me feel that yes, he quickly went in to really solve his own issues and all those things. Again, with the Shatter going on stage, I side with Arnold. I mean, if from that distance, okay, for you to leave Abeku Santana, I'm talking about his manager, to move all the way to not to push Shatter, but to push one of the fans, I mean, or probably the boys coming on stage, was for me something that he should have just waited, see them climb, and then the security that were, I mean, with them would have probably done something. If that security was breached, then we could have, I mean, seen another different story and all those things. But then again, you want to ask yourself why you want to go on that stage with that battalion, to go there and go and say hello to the person or say congratulations to the person and all that. I feel the attention seeking is still there. Not forgetting the fact that Obo musical president have come to tell us that he have sat down with this personality, Shatta Wale, who has told him emphatically that he loves controversy, he thrives on controversy, he came to music to make money, and that he will not stop being controversial. These words I'm saying are coming from the musical president Obo, who said he has sat down with Shatta Wale.
Who was there
exactly
on
that night. So for me, like Arnold said, I mean, he wanted his attention. Maybe, initially I said that, you see, Shatta again, he doesn't want us to talk about Stoneboy winning the award, but the attention will have to come on. That was what my thing was. But when I saw Stoneboy doing this, it's like five times in a row, I was like, no. This thing, aftermath is going to be something else. The supporters, the fans are going to say, we're beating you 5 times. What else again can you do? And that's a big deal. So for him to cut short that particular celebration, cut short and give you something else. And he himself even said it. I mean, I'm wondering why people are not reading into his tweets, where he even told all of us that he wanted the demon in Stoneboy to be seen. And obviously he did that. For that demon, I mean, in him, as in Stoneboy, to be seen, and we saw it. I mean, we saw it. So for me, of course, he wouldn't have gone there to go and shoot. He wouldn't have gone there to, with a jackknife or pencil knife or whatever, to go and hit anybody or something. I thought that, I mean, our security also needs to be well educated on that. I mean, I think that they are fan of seeing stars and allowing them to go. They are fan of seeing celebrities and allowing them that room where they shouldn't even be doing it. And that is what we need to start building in our event, where security people will come in, where even if they know you, they need to go through the routine of checking all these things. And I mean, if you have a stage, I mean, security, where you have even said in your handbook, the one you added to the ticket, that if you're not called, you don't go there. You have specific points. You have 5 points that you raised. Why would you allow Shatta Wale to go when you knew very well that the person who has mounted the stage is the one who's going to go for the awards?
All right, we'll come back after this breather. When we come back, we'll be looking at the band itself and bring the awards back to issue. We'll look at it. Stay with us. Yo, warmly welcome back to the show here on Showbiz Now. We're live on Joy Prime, and you can also go on Facebook and drop your messages over there. I have another someone Bedu in here with me. Kujo Preko Dankwa is also seated with me. We're looking at the fallout of the VGMAs and the way forward, what we can do. Now, there's a ban, an indefinite ban on Shatta Wale and Stoneboy. People disagree. The fans are not happy about it. Pundits are not happy about it. Now, another thing is that they should all bring back their awards to Charterhouse office. I don't know whether they've sent it yet or they are yet to. Has it been enforced? Because there's difference between saying bring it and they bringing it to.
Well, according to George, they've sent them individual letters to actually inform them that they need to return the plaques. Or
okay.
Yeah.
So where they feel what happens, there's going to be force?
Even the Charterhouse, they don't know. No, I'm serious because I heard George on Peace FM on last week Thursday. The same question was posed to him. He was like, well, their conscience should prick them to. Oh,
really? You're dealing with conscience over here? Forget. Now, FOCAP is not happy about the whole thing. A Foundation of Concerned Arts Professionals have also spoken, and they believe that Charterhouse should also be blamed and punished for what happened during the event on that fateful day. Amongst all the things they stated, also has in the lives of over 4,000 Ghanaians and foreigners who attended the program were all in the hands and care of Charterhouse in terms of security arrangements as well. And they say, well, Charterhouse, VGMA board and Vodafone refund the cash of those who voted for their arts to win Artist of the Year and Popular Song of the Year. And also, they have will VGMA board refund part payment of people who bought tickets to watch the Stonebwoy and Shatta Wale perform on stage, and likely the VGMA event itself. So these are questions you're asking Charterhouse, and the fact that all these ban and bring back the plaques and everything came up, you guys are not excited about it?
No, we're still not excited about it. I think that we need to push as an industry to really get them do the best thing that they need to do. You see, we're looking at our industry and making it look like it is too cheap. Things can just pass through and sail through like a basket.
But it's always been the case.
Yes, and this time we do not want it to be like that.
So what are you doing? Are you going to fight Charterhouse?
We're not going to fight Charterhouse.
Because I know they're saying that the Charterhouse said they don't know whether they want to bring them.
Yes, but I think that we've made some moves. We've gone to see Game Commission. We really want to find out the tricks and the inside into it, especially people who voted and all that. I mean, in their Act, the Act 721, 2006, it was passed. They have something that they call wager. Wager meaning, things that you want to do in expectation of getting something in terms of voting, in terms of all those things. And then they have the other ones that you do not do in an expectance that something should happen. There's a slim difference. There's a slim chance that people can really get into it and get something done for themselves, because in the expectation that you want your artist to win, and then you buy 5 million, 10 million, 1,000 Ghana, 500, 100 Ghana cedis to vote for, in expecting that this thing will happen. And then all of a sudden they say null and void, those particular even awards are not even going to be mentioned at all. What are you trying to tell all of us? Was it part of your clause? Was it part of your initial clause for the event in itself, for everybody who decided to vote to understand that, listen, we can do this, we cannot do that? If it is that you wanted to do that, you should have told every single person who was interested in voting for the artist. But something like that has not happened. I'm asking, what is, Game Commission doing about this thing? We need to go into it and check. Unfortunately, we don't have any association like we want to have the Medical and Dental Association to check and give standards and give bylaws and regulations as to what event organizers should do. We don't even have the same thing that comes to the Advertising Association. You can have an advertising agency, but you need to go through what the association has put down. You don't use case to do adverts. If you do, this is what we're going to do to you. These are regulations, but we don't have the same in our industry. And I think that this is the best opportunity for the country, for the ministry in charge to really come up. Why? We sit here and we are saying that we never saw anything called militia, anything called vigilantes. Today, this is the second day they are meeting to deal with the draft, the vigilante draft, the militia draft, for us to finish and then have a bylaw, a law, an act that will deal with politicians and political parties when it comes to militia and vigilantes. Can't we also use this thing as an opportunity for the ministry to rise up, to tell all of us, to call every single person to come and sit, all event organizers to come and sit and say, listen, we need to have a draft. We need to have a draft and register every event organization in this country, so that, for instance, beyond the security and all those things, people can use Asamoah as a headline artist for any event. As someone doesn't go, they take our money, and then we don't have anywhere to, the people don't have anywhere to go and report and say that this is what the person did. There's no standard for them. So we need to have standards. As I speak to you, people are registering their event organizations, companies. And every single day we still have people doing, organizing events and all that. What are we going to do? If government was able to use Yawasu to set up a commission drive all the way to have a draft. We also think that this is a nice opportunity for the ministry, for the industry in itself, to do that. Unfortunately, what hurts me is that most of the people within our industry are too compromised. They are too compromised to the extent that they will not allow themselves to be freed. I mean, who are you going to, call to come and do this thing when eventually they even support the very system that flattered the whole game? You understand? So it becomes very difficult for us, and I think that it's hard time we set as an industry and fix this thing.
Only if you want to be taken serious.
We will have to be taken serious.
I know.
Yes.
That's for the seriousness there.
I think
Presido is yet to talk, so let's even pray he doesn't come throwing bombs at us.
FUCAP is doing its part. I mean, they've set themselves up to be watchdogs of the industry. And so when things like this transpire, it's only appropriate that they come out with a statement. However, I think we must be fair. With regards to what transpired, those incidents were very critical incidents. Could have been worse. Okay. I mean, we could be here speaking about stampede, loss of lives.
I had more than 35 missed calls at that time.
Loss of properties.
To know if I'm not all right.
Loss of properties and all. And so, Charterhouse was expected to, or the VGMA board was expected to make some proclamation in regards to sanctions.
Yeah.
Let's be honest with ourselves. It was expected that there would be some kind of a ban that we all expected. Yeah. But with regards to the duration of the ban or the time frame for the ban, we did not know. That I disagree with regards to the indefinite. I've heard people and guys from Charterhouse talk about the fact that, oh, it's indefinite, we could lift it tomorrow. I mean, give us a break. We know what indefinite means. So don't spin it with the English language. You understand? Yes, it gets annoying sometimes when they talk about the fact that it's not quite beating me up.
If they have good behavior.
I mean, come on. I mean, come on. Did they add a caveat, good behavior to the ban? No.
Yeah, no, that's by word of mouth.
So for me, I was thinking if a time frame was given to the ban, it would have made some sense. No disrespect to anybody. Saying indefinite. You see, if it prolongs, I have a view it will affect the awards, and nobody can convince me otherwise. Okay. These guys are the two biggest acts, two of the biggest acts we have in Ghana. Two of the biggest in that genre, reggae and dancehall. Yeah. Their following are massive. Their influence inestimable. So if you have such a scheme and we want to sideline these two artists with their influence, their clout, and their following, it will get to a time you would feel the repercussions of you sidelining them. Again, I do not agree to stripping them of the awards and even going further to say they should bring the plaques back. Why would you want to strip them of awards they've won on merit? You are punishing them for the act. Why would you want to punish them again for the effort they put in during the year under review? For me, I think it's excessive.
Maybe banning them wasn't heavy enough. Taking the pride from them is what probably will make them have a change of mind to be of good behavior. Because really,
let me give you an example.
If you ban these two guys, we all know it will affect Charterhouse some way. But if you take the plaques from them, that is where you know you're dealing with them.
Let me give you an example, please. There's a precedent. We are guided by history and precedents. Shatta was banned in 2014. Did he not come to apologize? Clearly, it affected him. Without stripping off his awards, it affected him to the extent that he had to come and plead to be reinstated in the awards. Okay, for the sake of consistency, terms and conditions, because that's what they are using to level the sanctions. How come in 2014, Shatta brought the VGMA board and its members into disrepute? He was banned. How come he was not stripped? Okay, 2019. Stoneboy's action was different from Shatta action. One just mounted the stage unannounced or uninvited. Yeah. Another pulled a gun and there was a melee. So how come the two of them are having the same kind of punishment? So clearly there's an intricate problem with the terms and conditions and the processes of Charterhouse. First of all, you would expect that there would be some clarity in their procedures. So for example, if you do this and this and this, these are some of the sanctions you will face. Yeah. This is the timeline. You understand? Give us some clarity. Most importantly, you see, the VGMA is a public domain awards. I keep saying that the public has a stake in the awards. And so when you are documenting the procedures, the mechanism, and the rules and regulations, you don't keep it in your pocket.
Exactly. Because
we are stakeholders. You see, I'm not calling for people collecting their money for vote. That's far-fetched.
Yeah.
But you see, let the public be involved in the nitty-gritties of the awards because you are stakeholders. And if you look at the description of VGMA, they say it's a public domain awards. So why would you want to keep terms and references and some regulations and some mechanisms away from the public? Because if you have a better understanding of how it goes, I'm not sure some of us will be agitating, or members of the public will be agitated because they would have known that these are the rules and regulations pertaining to the awards. These are the terms and conditions. These are the sanctions an artist is likely to suffer.
But are we positive that people will read all of that? I mean, for instance, the Charterhouse gave a certain rules at the back of the document that every artist was supposed to read.
Yes.
I doubt if they did. And George Quay said it. George Quay mentioned that. No, but
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Wait.
Is it not true that these people didn't even check it? Because if they did, 8 people and 10 people would be following an artist on the stage because it was clearly stated at the back of the pamphlet was.
And that's what he says. So punish him.
You wait. Could you wait? So you are telling me that Charterhouse placed in their handbook or whatever it is on the ticket or whatever it is that do not allow a number of people on the stage. Now, in that same statement, you know what they wrote? If you do, our state security will stop you. Clearly, they also...
The word is force, will force you.
Clearly, I saw medical. The only artist who mounted the stage to accept his or her award without an entourage was Dan Hamilton. Everybody else went with the crowd. What did they do? They wrote it themselves, that our state security will... Did their state security prevent anybody from mounting the stage with their entourage? So clearly they said they did not read.
Unfortunately, my time is up. I don't. I think I don't like this. Seriously, I don't like this. But please, short one because we don't even have.
Yeah, short one. I mean, you're asking a lot.
I'm so sad.
You're asking a lot if the citizens or the people that we have contract with us in the voting will do. I mean, when we buy mobile phones, what do? We have the terms there. They know very well we'll not read, but we scroll it and go to accept and not accept, and we click on accept. When there's an issue, they are safe. They will tell you that these are the regulations.
So give it to us. If we don't read, it's not your problem.
Exactly. Just give it to us.
Thanks so much to I know that someone will be doing Kojo Pregodanko. Unfortunately, our time is up. God willing, tomorrow we'll continue. I'll have to box. I'll have to box.